If you're feeling an energy of struggle right now, you're not alone. Let's talk about how this can help your marketing. Yvette Mayer, expert on human design for marketing intelligence, where I show you every week how to create engaging content using the transits as a cosmic content code, so that you can create more resonant, relevant, and engaging marketing that grows your influence so you can channel your energy into a business that is set up for maximum freedom. Let's go. We're in the background frequency of gate 36 right now, which is known in human design as the gate of crisis. But as with any gate that presents itself with a low frequency energy, there is always a spectrum, and that's what we're going to explore in this episode, not only about this gate in general, but also the effect that this background frequency has on your marketing. I refer to gate 36 as the content code human evolution, because this gate really is about our very humanness. It recognizes that we are going to go through times of suffering. We're going to struggle. And actually, we wouldn't even appreciate the joy, the expansiveness, the fulfillment if we hadn't experienced the polar opposite as well. Am I right? Exploring gate 36, and I do have this gate in my own chart, leads me to better understanding that suffering is part of our humanness, but it's not just about us. It also appreciates that our friends, our families, and our communities are going to have times of struggling or even suffering. This gate is about being connected to the feelings of others and having a greater appreciation for humanity overall. An important keynote for gate 36, which I refer to as human evolution, is that it requires us to become compassionate. And I am talking about both self-compassion and compassion for others. And compassion is different to empathy. You can be compassionate without having a level of relatability to the situation. Compassion is heartfelt. It's a genuine understanding and appreciation for another's pain. It's actually being able to hold those feelings and be okay with that. For me personally, it's not surprising that I have gate 36 in my chart, and actually it is in my personality Venus. In the Gene Keys, the incredible work by Richard Rudd, this is the placement known as your IQ. So check that out for yourself and let me know, what do you have in your personality side Venus placement? And when you learn about this placement in the Gene Keys, it's called the IQ, and it's actually about the pain that you went through in your teenage years. And me, I really did suffer, especially in my early teenage years, where I thought I wasn't good enough, that I didn't fit in, I was socially awkward and afraid of others. And this certainly has left an imprint on me. Later in my life, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And of course, that was a confronting thing to go to. And it sure did bring up the full gamut of emotions. And you know what? It wasn't only when I was in the treatment. I have this recollection of a moment, maybe 6 weeks after I finished my chemotherapy treatment, when I was walking to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I literally stopped myself with the realization that me, Yvette Mayer, I had cancer. It was like for the preceding 7 or 8 months that I'd been through all of the diagnosis, the treatments, the full intensity of the surgeries. In that process, I was all about this energy of, I'm the warrior, I am going to deal with this, I'm going to face it, and please don't worry about me, everybody else. However, once the treatment was over, I had this dawning realization that I'd actually been through this. And that was a moment of deep suffering for me. It really threw me for a loop and sent me straight back to my oncologist for help. And I think that was the moment that I really learned how to be more compassionate for me and the experience that I'd been through. And this is very much the energy of gate 36, human evolution. The low frequency of gate 36 is about turbulence. It's about rocky waters and feeling incredibly unsettled. Maybe you're feeling this right now because we are in this background frequency. And those emotions are likely to run to fear and nervousness. So if this is what's happening for you, know that you can navigate your way out of it by leaning towards the high frequency of this gate. I will say this, you're not alone if you're allowing your emotions to run wild right now. The high frequency, on the other hand, is really embracing the fact that we're so very human, and that part of being human is moving through suffering and actually accepting that it's a part of life. In the high frequency of gate 36, you're also able to have a lot of compassion for others that are going through tough times, and to hold their big emotions and support them as they move through their challenges. The truth is that all healing starts with suffering, and you may be somebody who works in a healing related business. That wouldn't surprise me, a lot of my followers are. And then consider this, all healing does start with suffering. It's the friction of the breakdown that really leads us into a healing journey. And it's also from there that we're able to evolve as humans into a more healthy version of ourselves. Now let's dive into our cosmic content prompts for gate 36, human evolution. The first content prompt is about sharing your experience of the cycles of the moon. Because you're here, I trust that you're someone who works with the universal laws to understand our cosmic realities. So right now, this is a good time to talk about emotions and to look at your own emotions through those phases of the moon. So share on how you work with the moon to navigate your emotions, and give advice about how they might be able to do the same. I certainly am somebody who is very affected by the moon, and in particular, trying to sleep during the full moon is frankly impossible. The second cosmic content prompt for gate 36, human evolution. Well, this is about appreciating that some of your audience may be dealing with their blocks and shadows right now. I'm talking about limiting beliefs coming up, or feeling more repressed and dealing with their fear, their suffering, and their struggles. Human, right? What I'd love you to do whilst we're in this background frequency is turn to the tools that you use to move yourself into a higher frequency. How do you navigate your blocks when they surface? How do you navigate those big emotions? Share these tools with your audience, and trust me, they are going to thank you. Cosmic content prompt number 3 for gate 36, human evolution. It's a build on our second cosmic content prompt. This one is more about how you work with clients in your niche, whatever niche that is, to navigate the challenging times, when they're struggling, when they're not having a breakthrough. Share exactly how you've helped specific clients move through this and ultimately create the results that they desired when they signed up to work with you. And it goes without saying that right now it's important to have a very compassionate tone of voice, understanding that there are going to be big emotions around, and leading the way by holding space for big emotions and taking some responsibility for being in a position of leadership given your cosmic awareness. And if you're not sure if you have gate 36 in your chart, or any other gate for that matter, make sure you go to the description and download your free human design chart. By doing so, you'll also activate an email sequence from me that is tailored to your specific chart to help you create more aligned and effective marketing.